Hello everybody, this is crazier, better known as Hi There over here. Well guys, I have a story for you guys tonight. A story about my old job. You guys been wanting to get some commentary out. So I'm going to try to do some commentary at least either once every 2 weeks or once every month. Because this stuff does take a while to create and to tell the story. So, for those of you guys who don't know, I used to work in the hotel business. And this hotel business is one of the dangerous jobs. You can tell from my last video that will be up on the top right on the little eye icon. But anyways, this job can range from sometimes being completely dangerous to sometimes just being you're basically watching anime or shows while you wait for nobody to come in, because most likely no one's going to come in the middle of the night. Because I worked the mid shift, which was 3 to 11, which is why every stream I had was either at 12 or 1 o'clock at the time. While any stream I have right now is at 10 or 11 o'clock, because I don't work that kind of shift anymore, thank goodness. But with that being said, I was pleased because I just sat most of my time watching anime, which was awesome, and I would read a book here and there. But yeah, alright, let's go to the story. A little background right there. So, there's these little old ladies who decide to come in, and they come in a rainy storm night, right? And that's basically, during a rainy storm night in the hotel business, you get either a lot of chickens or you don't get any chickens. Luckily, that was the time when there wasn't any chickens whatsoever. So these ladies come in, and they accidentally booked a single room through a third-party reservation platform such as Priceline, Expedia, yada yada yada. So I'm like, well, do you guys want to pay for the upgrade fee and get the double room and all that stuff? And they said, well, we didn't know there was even an option or yada yada, some excuse, okay? So here's the thing with me, you guys. For those of you guys who don't know, my manager absolutely loved me. Right? And I don't mean like love, like, you know, like undevowed love like that. I mean like the fact that I was a hard worker. She gave me bloody manager's password and login, so I was able to basically do whatever the hell I want. To what, of course, you know, I didn't go overboard, but whatever the hell I want, and do change any rate. I could make the rate for free. I could have gotten you guys some free rooms if you guys needed. I could have done that, but I never gotten that far, to be honest with you. So what I ended up doing for these ladies is I gave them the double room without any extra charge. And they also had some pets. So I couldn't just, you know, these guys are old ladies. How in the world am I going to charge them pet $25 plus tax per night per dog, like for them to have a pet in their room? So I was like, all right, you know what, you guys, I don't see your pets with you at the moment. I'm assuming they're in your car, but the fact that I don't see them with you at the moment, I am not obligated to do this pet charge for you. Well, bloody hell, I was awesome, right? That's a nice thing for me to do. That was awesome. So, they were so kind, and they soon left. So I was like, oh, wow, they were, you know, I was kind of happy. There's things like sometimes when you do that stuff, you feel good about yourself because, you know, you just helped some people out and they may have a fantastic day. Later on, you guys will find out. But I thought my day was over. I really did. I thought it was going to be a chill day. I was watching some nice anime on that day. I specifically was watching a nice anime, I'll tell you that. And I was sitting down. And then I hear this fire alarm. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, that's how it sounded. Like, but the thing is, times that by 2, like the speed by 2 and louder. Like you just can't hear anything. So I was like, holy crap, where the hell is this fire coming from? So I went to the room where the fire panel was, and it was telling me that it was in this room and all that stuff. So I went to check in that room, and I went to check in the hallways and all that jazz. And I soon later found out that, oh, it's just a false alarm. It's just a glitched out system. So I had two options. Wait for the fire department to come in and turn off the fire panel, or I press the acknowledge button, which is basically what they have to do. So what I ended up doing is press the acknowledge button because I wanted to watch anime, and I did not want to hear that beep 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 like a million times. Real quickly, to anyone who's in a hotel right now, if you're watching this video in a hotel right now, or in any situation you plan on going in the hotel, if you hear a fire alarm, okay, get your butt out of the hotel. Why do you people have the need to go in the lobby and wait for the front desk associate to tell them what to do? Like, that front desk associate, I promise you, I guarantee you, they bloody don't know what to do as well. I know when that happened to me, I had no clue what the hell I was doing. I just told people, get the hell out of this hotel. I didn't even look where the bloody fire is. Right? But that's a different story. That would be a different rant or whatever video. So, yeah, I pressed the acknowledge button and it basically turned off the system. And the thing is about this acknowledge button is that, one, it's illegal to press it because I'm not authorized to press it. And two, it's just there. It's a button that basically, if I press it, I get fined. Like a lot of money. A lot of money. So I was like, anime or fined? Anime or fined? And of course you can see what the heck I chose. Anime, of course. So, at that point I thought, okay, the day was crazy. It can't get any crazier. Boy, why do I need to say this to myself every time that happens? Because it gets crazier afterwards. So remember the old ladies I was talking to you guys about how they had dogs? Well, one of the old ladies who had a cane decided to grab the dog's food, right? And it was a big bag, of course. And when she was walking, and of course I gave them the first floor, so it makes everything easy for them. So while she was walking towards the hallway to her room, she accidentally tripped on her cane, and in the process of tripping on her cane had a sharp end in the top, hit her in the eye, and made her bleed. And this cut was so big that you definitely needed stitches. And I was like, holy crap, what am I going to do? Because I heard this thud out of nowhere. And I didn't know what the heck it was until I got up and I looked. And there was just a lady bleeding. And there was blood on the walls. And her hands was full of blood. And her face was just full of blood. Like, you guys, it's a little bit gruesome right there. But if you guys just picture it right now, what do you do in that situation? Well, you call 911. So, another thing. Luckily, I was also CPR certified. I mean, granted, my CPR certification did expire a month before. But I was CPR certified, so I knew what to handle in this situation. So I was able to basically ask the lady, can I call 911 for you? Because that's what you're supposed to do. And if they say yes, which she did, you go ahead and call for her. So the 911 lady was, the 911 person I called was very fantastic, very helpful, way helpful than the time when I was about to get killed. Look at the video on the top right. But I digress. The fire department came in and they helped the lady out, and that was nice. And the one thing I remember about that lady is before the fire department came in, I sat next to her just to calm her down. Right, because she was sitting on the floor, like, shaking. I mean, this lady was around in her late 70s, and she's bleeding like there's no tomorrow. And and the thing about it is that she had a lot of regrets, and I don't know what she was thinking at the time, but she spilled basically everything. Not her life story, but everything she wished she could have done. And it kind of reminded me, like, holy crap. You really only live once. There's this lady, she can't walk anymore. She can't do a lot of things she wished she could have done as a kid. And that everyone should, work their butt off for something they can do in the future. Because or else you're just going to be regretting it. And I never really seen a personal regret. I've heard about it, but seeing it in person is completely different than hearing it. But luckily, the fire department came in and helped her out. And, you know, they were even able to help her. Like, they were fantastic fire department. They were even to help her out with feeding the dogs. And it was great. It was awesome about it. But here's the thing. Once they left, the chief came back. The fire chief came back. And he said this to me. He said, "So, I see that there's a panel on the outside that said that it's been pressed, the acknowledge button." Here's the thing. The panel on the outside doesn't have any buttons. It just has this little LCD screen outside, and it basically tells the fire department everything, like where the fire can be or has something happened. And it told the chief that someone has pressed the acknowledge button. I was so caught on that, like, act. Not on the act, but I was caught. And I was like, I didn't know what to say or anything like that. So he informed me about, you know, how it's illegal and all. And I said, And he said, "We need to know who pressed the button." I was like, shoot, I'm going to get caught. So I had two options there. I had the option of being a pure, honest person and tell them the truth, or I had the option of being caught in a lie. Well, you probably guessed what I chose. You guys probably know me. I chose lying straight up to this man's face. If y'all think I'm about to pay $20,000 for pressing a gosh darn button, y'all are something else right there. I'm sorry, but I am not paying $20,000 for a button. I just wanted to watch my anime, and I'm not. That anime is not worth $21,000 or whatever. Okay, because that's how much it really costed. Basically, that's how much it would have costed if I was caught. So the guy trusted me and actually believed me. So I was like, yippee! And, you know, after he left, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, God, I'm going to be so much in deep doo-doo. But what ended up happening is that, one, the guy accidentally said something else. Like, the fire marshal, because basically the chief has to report to the fire marshal. And the fire marshal has to come to us and do an inspection about who pressed the button and yada, yada, yada. Well, you guys, the fire marshal was an old guy, and he basically didn't know what the heck the chief was basically saying. He assumed that the panel was just broken. The fire marshal assumed that's what the chief was saying, but in reality, the chief meant to say was that someone pressed the acknowledge button. Luckily, we passed that exam, the fire marshal exam, and everything turned out to be fine. But I digress. I then got a call the next 2 days afterwards from the old lady, and we started talking, and I then told her about the story about the fire marshal and all that stuff. And I have to say something about this, you guys. If you guys are young, work your butt off for something that you enjoy in the future. If you guys see someone who needs help, don't hesitate. Go help them out. And lastly, this is the most important thing ever. I can't stress this enough. If there is an option between pressing the acknowledge button and watching your anime, bloody turn off your anime and just wait for the fire department to come in so they can press the acknowledge button. Because you may not have the lucky person who is gullible enough to believe everybody that he talks to. But yeah, that is one of my stories. Sorry about if this was a little bit out of order or out of sync. I did write everything down, and I did go through it, and I was just writing like there was no tomorrow. I mean, I have 2 pages worth of notes about, not notes, just the whole story about it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hit the like button down below. Hit the subscribe button down below. And yeah, if this seemed a little bit out of order, I do apologize. Hopefully it isn't. But I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. By the way, the anime I was watching was Boruto. So yeah. All right, peace out, you guys.